Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between. How the heck are you? Yeah, I am the Lavender Lady. And this is rather difficult. How you guys all doing? I'm going to ask that right offhand. I'm going to ask how the audio is coming. Because I want to make sure you can hear what's going on here. I mean, this is not going to be one of the fun shows. There's some stuff going on. And who do we have here? We have Travis Ashley. Hello, hello, dear. I see 5 watching. I don't know who you all are yet. Well, hi, Catherine. Yay! And hi, Cosmic Strings. How the heck are you? And good stuff and things. Where do I start? I don't know where I start. Yeah. I'm sure most of you know that I kept an appointment with my doctor on Wednesday. I'm guessing that most of you know that he wants me on dialysis. I don't know how many of you know that he's given me a couple of months without dialysis. So in a sense, this whole thing is kind of time sensitive. I'm frightened. From what I've heard, what I've read, I've seen that I can pretty much discount anything that looks sugar-coated, and that's almost everything. I've seen and heard a couple of things that aren't exactly all sugar-coated. They're a little bit more believable than everything else. I've actually had a little bit of a conversation with my friend Al. It turns out he was on dialysis for about 3 months, 18 years ago. And he describes the experience as, well, a lot of not fun. Describes it as painful. He says that he was taking a Percocet after every treatment, and that was 3 times a week for maybe about 3 months in his case. Now, it's not going to be 3 months in my case. I already know that. The chronic kidney disease I have has been described to me as progressive and terminal. So it's eventually going to get me, no matter what. It's a matter of how long it's going to take. The dialysis is designed to stay the execution for a while, if you will. But I don't know if it's worth it. I really don't. Hi, Alias. The way Al described his experience with the dialysis to me was it was grueling, not fun at all, but he said, but I got to live. And okay, here's the thing. I even told him, I don't know how he has taken this, because this was back and forth over Facebook. It seems to be the difference between he and me. What he's describing as living, I'm describing as breathing. And I don't know if it's worth, I don't know if it's worth the pain. I don't know if it's worth being chained to a machine for the rest of my miserable life. Just to get a few more years. From what I've read, you could get maybe 5 or 10 years. Supposedly some people have got 30 years, but what kind of years are those? I want good years. No, I don't own a car. Don't give me shit about tires. I want decent years. I want productive years. I don't know if I can take even 5 years in pain, even 5 years unable to go anywhere or do anything. Sitting in a chair with a blanket on me, looking out the window and watching the world go by. Were there something to look forward to? Were there something to gladly anticipate? I don't know, maybe I could hang on for a while, but then I would eventually have to let go. I know that. If at the very least, if I could get to the other end of this plague and I could eventually see some of you folks, that would make it worth it. But then when that party was over, I'd have to go. I'd have to call it a day. Let's put it, directly. I'd have to die. I don't know what to do, and I'm not getting any help with the decision. I'm not even getting reliable information. Thank you, Al, for what you've given me. That's the best I've got so far. I try looking up questions. For example, can I work on dialysis? And what I see is, you may have to find an employer who can deal with your limitations and your schedule. And this red flag, oh yeah, combined with everything else I hear. And yeah, I know. I know why no one will tell you. I know why they will lie. They want you to do what they want you to do. They know that many of us will not if we know what we're in for. Where do I go with this? It's been my mantra of late. I want to live in comfort. I want to die in peace. But it appears that I have to fight everything in order to have that. Hi, Julie. Andy. If I knew what I could do, if I knew what I could plan, if I knew how long I'm dealing with, maybe I could make a plan. But I don't know anything. I've got nothing to go on. I'd like to have as much as I can for as long as I could have it. Don't want any more than that. But I don't even know what that is. At least I'm not relying on a paycheck for my groceries. Okay, at least I've already been on disability for 30 years. So I don't necessarily have to worry about that, but I'm looking ahead and I see absolutely nothing. And the damned thing is, from what I'm looking up and what I can understand, if I said no, I'm not going to have any of it, it would take me a while to die anyway at this point. And I don't know how long. Already, it's not fun. Already, I'm constantly exhausted. I wish I knew how long I had so I could work out a schedule. I'm not so lucky. So please, I want to ask you folks, if you don't mind, if you do mind, just, shut the program off and we won't have to worry about it. But if you don't mind, if any of you have been on dialysis or any of you know anybody who is on dialysis, could you send them over here? I mean, I really need to be able to talk to people I can trust, that I can rely on, to be honest. It's a real pain in the arse when you get garbage from medical providers, when you get sugar-coated garbage. Because, of course, they know that if they told you the truth, you would not do what they want you to do. Yeah, sorry to say, nerdy, they're not quite the same thing, although I feel for you as far as having been on chemo or being on chemo, I'm not sure which. Thank you, Catherine, thank you. This is interesting. I'm dropping frames all over hell here. Well, this connection is pretty damn shitty. So please excuse, if you would. The shitty connection. I'd really like to be able to see some of you guys before I finally die. Yeah, I know. With some of you, it's simply not happening. Some of you are continent away. For a poor person such as myself, that makes things a bit difficult, but it's... I don't know. There have been a couple of nights where I've gone to bed and I've felt pretty damn strange, and I was actually lying there hoping that I was dying, and unfortunately I wasn't. I'm not looking forward to dealing with any specialists or anything to that effect, because I know that as much as I want honesty from others, I know that I am going to have to be dishonest. Thanks, Catherine. Thank you. I want to keep going as if none of this was staring me in the face. I mean, not necessarily denial. It's just a matter of I want to try to extract the most I can from what I have. I don't know if I'm going to be able to manage that or not. There's always that knowledge in the back of the mind eating at you. You're going to be dead, Clarion. And I'm not afraid of being dead, don't get me wrong. I'm not afraid because there will be no me to experience any of it. What I do fear is getting that way. I don't want any great trauma. And it would be just my luck to have exactly that. It would be bad enough that my death would be like one of my nightmares. Except that instead of sitting bolt upright in bed and screaming, I wouldn't know anything because it would be all over, and I don't know what that would be like. No, I don't know any of it. I worry about the little one over here. I wish there was someone here upon whom I could rely, and there is no one. Couple people call themselves my friends. They are always available for help in the past tense. Never reach out to contact. I mean, I want just if I could know that someone would take care of Sylvia. I mean, not necessarily in person. I mean, if find someone who would, or get the word out there that I was finally dead. Curate the channel. There's going to be none of that. I mean, no big deal. You know, as Ken Ham is so fond of saying, you know, after I'm dead, some period of time passes and no one will know I ever existed. That's the way it's supposed to be. We'll talk about it, Julie. Thank you. This is one hell of a day in a life, isn't it? This is one hell of a life. You, Kitty, how long are we going to be together? I've had kitties leave me for the final time. I've never left a kitty on those terms. I do want to get as much as I can. I want to do as much as I can. I don't know how much that is. I don't want to be a drain on anyone. I want to be gone by that time. By the time that happens. This is just... I've cheated death 4 times. I guess I'm not up for a 5th, am I? What, honey? What? Here, you come here. Okay. Oh, Mau, Mau, Mau. Oh, what? 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 Oh, you want on your terms. Yeah. Yeah, you want the cuddles all on your terms. I don't know. I don't know, nerdy. Um, I am told that U.S. Gov covers everything kidney related. Now, I don't know what everything means. Dialysis. I don't know whether it would cover the cost of getting there and getting back. I don't know whether it would cover anything else I'd need. And, I don't know any of it. Nobody's talking. I mean, I want to thank Wonder Lady. I want to thank Faye for really, really emphasizing that, yeah, all of the kidney related stuff is covered. And I think she's got some experience with it. Oh, for your chemo. What was that through, nerdy? Was that through your private insurance, or was that through U.S. Gov, or because what I've got is Medicare with a really shitty Aetna plan over top of it. So I don't know how that's going to work. Um, I guess as far as these programs go, I'll be talking about some of that stuff. Because this is part of the series. Started this with the I started this with the intention of describing life and living. I guess I can describe dying too, as far as that goes. Hi, Explorer. How you doing, honey? Hey, not a problem, not a problem. You should be the one happy that you're late. You don't have to put up with my whining. I'm not going to stick around too terribly long. I was thinking I was going to try to keep it to no more than an hour anyway. Because as soon as I'm through with this, I'm just going to fall into bed and hopefully fall asleep. And yeah, Julie, definitely. That's going to be a whole lot of fun during this plague, but got to try something. Um, David, my doctor, has told me that he's got some social workers on tap. The way I guess it works is the clinic I'm going to is a full service sort of thing where you've got the medical stuff and you've got the social service stuff, and I guess they've even opened a cuckoo branch and a dental branch. So they're trying to do a little of everything. And okay, a Macmillan contact. Oh, yeah, David seems to be pretty good. Well, he was, if I have this correctly, he was mentored by my previous GP. Okay, so David was mentored by Marty. And, I mean, there were a couple of things where Marty and I had differences, but overall, Marty was the best doctor I've ever had. Excuse me, please. This burping and hiccuping is part of this whole thing. That name, Explorer, that name does not look familiar at all. No. Yeah, and my medical concerns are kidney failure, um, chronic kidney disease. So, Vedminiets on the egg thing. Okay, that's different to the og thing. Okay, the og thing is not quite the same as the egg thing. And up is, am I going to look for this? Okay, wait a minute. Prevent and reverse heart disease. Oh, okay, so is this guy a cardiologist? Okay. Tayo korostu. Yeah, I'm looking for all the nephrologists I can find. And there's the other thing, am I going to be dealing with $40 co-payments every time I see somebody? That will make it impossible for me to see anyone. Ah, Bufu. Okay, peers monitoring, or peers mentoring. So I'm gonna have to try asking about that sort of thing. I mean, the ball is only starting to roll here. It was only Wednesday that David dropped the bomb on me. But it's interesting. I mean, I had to really work to put the brakes on him. And I suppose he means well, but. Because as soon as he told me that he wants me on dialysis, he's already describing, okay, we're going to make a fistula and all. He's talking in the present tense as if it's happening right now, and it's like hold the phone here, Dave. We don't even know I'm doing this yet. I mean, there is actually some question yet. I really do not want to spend half of the remainder of my miserable life in pain and discomfort and everything else. I mean, if there's a short term goal, okay, I'll go for it. But I really don't. I really don't feel like spending, say, the next 20 years in pain and problematic and everything else. That's not my idea of a good time. live, not breathe. Or live, not merely breathe. I don't know. I really, 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 really don't know. I suppose that other episodes of this series are going to be devoted to a lot of this, but there's a lot to deal with. There's a lot to do. And a lot of it is stuff that the world, society, etc., doesn't want to hear about. I mean, I suppose that I'm going to have to try to work out a way to not be taken to, for example, a Catholic hospital if something goes tango uniform, because they will do what they want to do regardless of what you need. I really want to have enough notice, enough enough to see that it's time, so I can go hide in a closet somewhere, and I can just die in the closet, and nobody interrupts that process. The little one is playing around in a box that luggage came in. I had bought a set of luggage to replace the crapola set I have in anticipation of getting to an Ark Encounter protest. I don't know that that's ever going to happen anymore. The worst of it is dealing with people with good intentions. I don't know, Julie. Yeah, you hate our dysfunctional healthcare system. I hate our dysfunctional healthcare system. In my final days, is there some way I could join up with the current administration to publicize how shitty healthcare is? Of course, nobody's listening. Yeah, I could truthfully tell them that I wouldn't have to worry about, funding my genital surgery. That's never going to happen. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything at all. It would be so nice were I, what's the word for it? um, making mountains out of molehills, but somehow I don't think I am. Somehow I get the feeling they are trying to level the mountains. But not really. Make it sound like they're doing it. I don't understand. Well, yes, I do understand. I do understand how many people, maybe most people, I don't know, are not all that happy with the idea of dying and maybe even afraid of it. But couldn't they leave some of us alone? I mean, yes, I do fear the process of death. As I say, I don't want it to be traumatic, and it probably will be. But it's something every one of us is going to have to go through. If I have to go through it now, then that's when I have to go through it. I'd rather have it on my own terms than someone else's protracted, painful, all those P words. I don't know. The only thing I the only thing I wish for is that someone could hold my hand as I slip away. I don't know. At least you folks, know what I can manage to describe of where things stand. I mean, this is what I know of it right now. Maybe things will have changed by Monday, not significantly, of course, but maybe some of the details will have changed. I don't know. But I suppose I'd really like to be able to talk to someone. I would like to be able to talk to someone close by who would know what's going on and know when it's over, and have a set of keys to collect Sylvia. And were there some way that I could make arrangements for people to take some of the equipment if they wanted some of it? I'd like to be able to hold on to. I'd like to be able to hold on to it until day last because I'm using it. But yeah, that's where it stands right now. I would really like to be able to know more when the weekend is done, when Monday comes. I'm also afraid that anyone put on my case is going to treat me like the rest of the yinzers they have to deal with. And I'm sorry, but I'm not one of those people. Got a little bit more going for me than that. Call me whatever names you will, but that's the way it stands as far as I'm concerned. And okay, my telephony is charged. As if it can hold a charge for any length of time. Let's see. Got about 10 minutes until the hour is over, so okay, come tomorrow. It's going to be Kate and hopefully Mom Nato as well. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I'm going to try to keep off this subject. Just reserve this series, this one, the Day in a Life series, for that. We can talk about whatever we talk about. If you guys have anything you'd like to hear, I'd like to hear it. Yeah, we've been getting fewer people coming by. I guess one of the reasons is that we're not bitching and moaning about fascists. I don't know, maybe we need some fascists in Washington so we can bitch and moan about them and get our numbers up, huh? Oh my. You know what would really bring the numbers up, but only for a short time, unfortunately, if I dropped dead on air. That would probably be the most watched video ever. Nothing like a little gallows humor, huh? It's just the way this goes. And I wish I had happier stuff to talk about. Well, my life is pretty sad, in toto, actually. Isn't worth very much, hasn't been worth very much. I don't know. There are some people I would like to see. There are some people I'd like to see again. I'd really like to be able to do that. I could hang on through dialysis if I knew that I was going to get to see these people, you people. And then we could cry at our goodbyes. And then of my line, there'll be none left. If you call it a line, I mean, it's not a bloodline, but that, I think, would be the most fitting part of my death. The slimy bastards are dead. My sister, who could be one hell of a mean bitch, not a very nice person at all. She died in 2007. And then if I die in 2021, 2022, whatever it might be, that'd be it. No more where that came from. Clean the slate. It's almost something to look forward to. And then there's this cat. Yeah. Was being a kitty. Oh, well. You know what? If you guys don't mind, maybe I'll bring the curtain down a couple minutes early, if it's okay with you guys. There's a kitty over there. Why are you a kitty? Why is you is the kitty? Is you is the kitty because is you is the kitty, or is you is the kitty because is you is the kitty? There is a difference. Yep. Honey, you is the kittiness to be sing to making. Yes. Yeah, she's the kitty. Hmm? Oh, come on, put those claws away, will ya, honey? Come on, don't rip up my chair. You can rip it up when I'm dead. Jeez. Oh my, oh my. Okay, kids, I'll tell you what. Please, 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 if you can, come on by tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon Eastern. I think many of you already do, and those who don't, get over there, will you? And, okay. Let me put it to you. Thanks a lot, troops. See you on the other side, I guess.